Today, we're talking about understanding tenant bills and occupier costs. What you're responsible for paying when renting a home. It's not just about the rent, there are other costs that tenants need to budget for. So let's break it down. Let's start with the obvious one, your rent. This is usually paid monthly and should always be your number one priority. Late rent payments can cause issues with your landlord and could even impact your credit score if things escalate. The key is making sure you can comfortably afford your rent before committing to a tenancy. Then there's a deposit. This is typically the equivalent of 5 weeks' rent and must be protected in a government-approved tenancy deposit scheme. At the end of your tenancy, you should get it back, providing the property is left in good condition and there are no outstanding charges. If you're opting for a deposit alternative scheme like Reposit, you'll pay a smaller, non-refundable fee instead, but you'll still be liable for any damages or unpaid rent. On top of your rent, tenants are usually responsible for utilities, unless your tenancy agreement states otherwise. This includes electricity and gas. These will vary depending on the usage and the provider, so it's worth shopping around for the best deals. Water and sewage is typically billed by your local water supplier, either based on a fixed rate or a meter reading. Your council tax is another key cost that tenants often forget about. The amount depends on the property's council tax band and the local authority, but if you live alone or in full-time student, you may be eligible for a discount. Make sure to set up all these accounts in your name when moving in and take meter readings to avoid being charged for the previous tenant's usage. Most tenants will also need to arrange broadband and TV services. Some landlords may have an existing setup, but in most cases, you'll need to choose your own provider. Just keep in mind that setting up a new broadband contract often comes with installation fee and a minimum contract length, so make sure it aligns with your tenancy term. If you watch live TV or BBC iPlayer, don't forget the TV license. This is a legal requirement unless you're exempt. Now here's something tenants don't always realise. You could be charged for maintenance call-outs if the issue is your responsibility. Landlords are responsible for major repairs, but if something breaks due to misuse, accidental damage, or negligence, you might have to cover the cost. Here are a few examples. Blocked drains or toilets. This happens due to excess toilet paper, wipes, or food down the sink. You could be charged for a plumber's visit. Lost keys or lock changes. If you lose your keys and need a locksmith, that's usually your responsibility. Damaged appliances. If an appliance stops working due to wear and tear, your landlord should repair or replace it. But if it breaks because of misuse, the cost may fall on you. The best way to avoid unexpected charges? Report issues early, read your tenancy agreement carefully, and always use the property responsibly. Understanding your costs as a tenant is key to budgeting properly and avoiding surprises. Rent and deposits are your biggest expenses, but don't forget about utilities, council tax, and any potential maintenance costs if issues arise due to tenant misuse. Thanks for watching Rent Smart with JDG. If you found this helpful, give us a like, follow for more tips, and let us know what's been your biggest surprise bill as a tenant. See you next time.